Offside. The offside rule is probably the most misunderstood part of soccer. Many people think a player is offside whenever they are behind the defenders, but the reality is more specific than that. An attacker is judged based on their position at the exact moment a teammate passes the ball, not when they receive it. This means a player can sprint past the defense after the pass and still be perfectly legal. The rule exists to prevent attackers from simply waiting near the goal for easy chances. Without it, much of soccer's strategy would disappear. Defenders constantly try to push attackers offside, while attackers spend the entire match timing their runs to the fraction of a second. Some of the biggest goals in history have been disallowed because a player was only inches beyond the last defender. The penalty area. The large rectangle in front of the goal is one of the most important parts of the field. This area determines where goalkeepers are allowed to use their hands and where certain fouls become penalty kicks. Because a mistake inside the box can lead to a clear scoring opportunity for the opposition, defenders behave very differently once play enters this zone. Challenges become more cautious, and attackers often try to force defenders into difficult decisions. Almost every dangerous attack eventually reaches the penalty area, because it is where goals are most likely to happen. If you want to understand where a soccer match is won or lost, start by watching what happens inside this box. The penalty arc. Many viewers notice the curved line outside the penalty area, but never learn what it actually does. Surprisingly, it is not part of the penalty area at all. Its only purpose is to help enforce the rules during penalty kicks. When a penalty is taken, every player except the kicker and goalkeeper must remain at least 10 yards away from the ball. The arc marks part of that required distance. Without it, players could crowd much closer to the penalty spot and gain an unfair advantage when the ball is struck. It is a small detail on the field, but it exists because soccer has spent more than a century refining even the smallest parts of the game: corner kicks. A corner kick is awarded when the defending team is the last to touch the ball before it crosses its own goal line without entering the goal. It may seem like a routine restart, but corners are among the most dangerous situations in soccer. Suddenly, defenders, attackers, and goalkeepers are all packed into a small area directly in front of the net. Teams spend countless hours practicing corner routines because one accurate delivery can create a perfect scoring opportunity. Some teams even build entire strategies around set pieces. A corner lasts only a few seconds, yet it can completely change the outcome of a match. Free kicks. Whenever certain fouls occur, the opposing team receives a free kick. These situations can range from harmless restarts near midfield to dangerous scoring opportunities just outside the penalty area. What makes free kicks special is that defenders are required to retreat a minimum distance before play resumes. This gives skilled players time and space to attempt something creative. Some choose a direct shot on goal, others use rehearsed passing combinations. Over the years, certain players became famous specifically because of their ability to score from free kicks. The defensive wall. One of soccer's most recognizable sights is the defensive wall. When a free kick is awarded near goal, defenders line up side by side between the ball and the net. Their job is to block a direct shot and make scoring more difficult. The goalkeeper usually organizes the wall, carefully positioning each player before the kick is taken. What appears simple is actually a complex tactical decision. Move the wall too far one way, and the shooter gains space on the other side. Place it too close, and the goalkeeper loses visibility. The battle between the wall, the shooter, and the goalkeeper creates one of the game's most fascinating moments: added time. One of the first questions many new fans ask is why a 90-minute match often lasts longer than 90 minutes. The answer is that the game clock never stops during normal play. Injuries, substitutions, celebrations, and various delays consume time throughout each half. To compensate, the referee adds extra minutes at the end. This is why a match can continue well beyond the official time. Yellow cards. A yellow card is more than just a warning. It is a tool referees use to control the match. Players receive yellow cards for reckless tackles, unsporting behavior, delaying the restart of play, and various other offenses. Once a player is booked, the entire dynamic changes. That player must be more careful because a second yellow card results in dismissal. Red cards. Few events impact a soccer game more than a red card. Unlike many sports where players can be replaced after being ejected, a soccer team must continue with fewer players. This can create a numerical disadvantage for the remainder of the match, sometimes lasting more than an hour. Red cards are reserved for serious offenses such as violent conduct, dangerous tackles, or denying an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. VAR. The Video Assistant Referee system was introduced to help officials review critical decisions. Multiple camera angles can now be examined when determining whether a goal should count, whether a penalty should be awarded, or whether a player deserves a red card. Before VAR, referees had only one chance to make a decision in real time. Today, technology can help identify mistakes that would otherwise go unnoticed. However, the system remains controversial. Supporters believe it improves fairness, while critics argue that it interrupts the flow of the game and removes some of soccer's spontaneity. Few topics generate more debate among modern fans. The goalkeeper. The goalkeeper is the only player allowed to handle the ball, but that is only part of the job. Modern goalkeepers are expected to do far more than make saves. They organize defenders, communicate constantly, and often initiate attacks with precise passing. Some teams even treat their goalkeeper as an additional outfield player when building possession. Because goals are relatively rare in soccer, a single save can be just as important as a goal. The difference between victory and defeat is often one moment, and goalkeepers are responsible for preventing those moments from happening. The center circle. At first glance, the center circle appears to be little more than a marking for kickoffs. In reality, it serves an important purpose. During a kickoff, opposing players must remain outside the circle until the ball is in play. This creates space for the team restarting the match and ensures a fair beginning. The center circle has been part of the game's design for generations and helps maintain order during one of soccer's most frequent restarts. Like many markings on the field, it seems simple until you understand why it exists. The goal line. It may sound obvious, but one of soccer's most important rules is that the entire ball must cross the entire goal line for a goal to be awarded. If even a tiny portion of the ball remains above the line, play continues. This standard has existed for generations, but modern technology has made it easier to enforce. Goal line systems can now determine with remarkable accuracy whether a ball has completely crossed the line. Some of the most dramatic moments in soccer history have revolved around this question, proving that a matter of centimeters can decide championships.